Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. Welcome to the show. Look here, Tim done played himself. So look, he looking. He trying to figure out what to do. He ain't got no boots. He done asked, dude, can he wear his own boots? Boots, these is my boots. If you want to wear them, you got to ask. So he asked him, and then he puts them on. He's sitting there, he trying to figure out what to do. Do I fade him? What do I do? Now, we watching this thing play out. We watching it play out. So he puts his boots on. He comes outside the cell, and he's walking. He walking laps in the park. Now, everybody's watching him. Everybody wants to know what he's going to do. It's a test. This is a test. If he fails, he loses everything. If he passes, he gets it back. And he's paid the fee. You understand what I'm telling you? He paid the fee if he fights back. So look, he walking the park. He gassing himself up. We've seen this 1,000 times. It's fake, it's phony. See, he walking the pod hoping that everybody's watching, but he talking to himself. He said, man, I ain't going. I ain't finna let nobody take nothing from me. He's saying these things out loud, right? See, a lot of times they do that because they hope the police are here and come and save him. But see, he's in the jungle. Ain't no police coming to save him here. Mama can't come help him. Daddy can't come help him. Ain't nobody coming to help you when you find yourself in a situation like this. So he walking the pod. And he's constantly doing all this showboat. One of the homeboys walk over to him. He said, hey, you got a problem, man? And he look at him. He said, nah, man, I got to figure out some stuff. So the homeboy, he ain't paying no attention. This is one of the homeboys that was on the door when he opened the door, right? He said, what's the problem? He said, man, my selling, man. I'm sick of this, man. I'm not finna let nobody take nothing from me. So the homeboy said, take it back. Go take it back. They really want to see what he gonna do. So he walk a couple of more laps and hitting his fist and all this and that. He pull off his shirt, fall up in the cell. He said, look, man, talking to himself. He said, look, man, you ain't taking nothing from me, man. Talking loud. Talking loud. See, let me tell y'all something about people in the penitentiary. It's the ones that's the loudest that ain't gonna do nothing. See, when you about to put in work, you whisper. You don't want to give your prey no advance warning about what's going to happen to him. You see what I'm saying? Now I know some people gotta gas themselves up to do this and to do that, but see, it's a different terrain in here. See, it's a different terrain in here. You on your own. You got to stand 10 toes down on your own. Ain't nobody gonna help you. But everybody's watching. Because like I say, everybody's deciding what they gonna get out of this. Everybody. It's almost like, when that wildebeest is laying on the side and the lions is eating, and then you got the vultures, they waiting to get there, they hopping on over there, and then they'll nibble a little bit. Then you got the hyenas running around, and the lion raises his head up every now and then and growl at them. Arr! Tell them to get back. It's not time. You don't get to eat yet. You get the scraps when I'm done. See, this is what's happening right now. All of us were circling, trying to figure out what we gonna do, how we gonna carve him up. So he went back in the cell and he talking to his cellie. And his cellie said, look here, man, ain't but one way you gonna get this back. One way. And because he was talking loud, guess what? They swung the door open, went over there. And they said, look, we got a problem. This time, they all crowded up in there. Now, he got his cellie in the front of him and the mob in the back. Dun, dun, dun. What do? You can't run now. You can't run now. It's put up or shut up. So he looked around and he bombed first. And he hit his cellie and knocked his cellie back. But about 4 or 5 of them on the back end lit into him. Split him like split him like you playing, a funky piano. Ding, 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 ding. He piano keyed him. He piano keyed him from the back. He got black and blue marks all over the back of his neck, his head, and his body and everything. But he fighting. He fighting. He holding his own. And then after about 2 or 3 minutes, they stopped beating him. And he lay in the middle of the floor, right? And they come up out of the cell. His cellie, he's standing over the top of him. He tell him, get up. And he's struggling to get up to his feet. Now his cellie see him in a different light. Even though the odds were against him, his cellie thinking he fought back. See, that is what it cost in here. Everybody wants to know when you stand your own. Now, let me explain something to you about that. It's crazy. See, I know some of y'all thought that I was going to tell you that's what's up. You feel? But see, what I've come to learn, man, about people and human nature is that we'll put these standards of these man-made standards, right? We'll put these standards up and say, we need to see if he gonna stand up. We need to see if he gonna fight. We need to see if he gonna hold his own or he can't live in here. Well, see, me, I ain't tripping because my thing is, if you have the power to evict me out the penitentiary, get to evicting. I don't want to be here anyway. I want to go home. But see, we have this sense, this desire to want to control an environment that we really don't control if you break it down. Because, yeah, they might let us do what we want to do in here, but they not going to let now one of us leave and go home before it's our time to leave. So you don't control your environment. True control means you come and go as you please. And you don't get to do that when you're in prison. So we impose ourselves on people we perceive to be weak, and we put these tests upon them to see if they can stand up to what we say strength is. Really? You're a strong person because you force somebody to fight you against all odds. You a strong person because you tell another grown man if they don't fight, they fuck. This makes you strong? This makes you a man? This makes you weak. This makes you weak. True strength is not defined by how you dominate another person, man. It's not. True strength is defined by the compassion and the care that you have for another man when you don't have to. When they mistreat you. When you feel like you're being done wrong, how do you stand up to that? How do you become that person with a character that people will admire? That's true strength. How do you stand up to injustice? That's true strength. How do you stand up and be responsible? That's true strength. How do you stand up and be accountable for the decisions that you make? That's true strength. How do you go about providing for your family, your friends, your community in the right way? That's true strength. See, we got everything backwards. What's wrong is right, and what's right is wrong. And we come up with these silly ways to see if the person that we encounter throughout our day, throughout our life, throughout our walk, we come up with these silly ways to see if they fit into the madness that we got going on. Because they say misery loves company. It's miserable in here. It's miserable, y'all. And don't get me wrong, man. I want people around me that can stand their own too, but just because I'm playing the game in a different way, that don't mean that they are. See, evil don't play fair. Evil don't play fair. It's tricky. So because you doing right, that don't mean that the people ain't gonna come and try you. Come and try me and I'm gonna give you two-piece. A two-piece, y'all. Ha ha! Yeah. I still know how to fight, but it's about what I'm fighting for now. You see what I'm saying? It's what I'm fighting for now that makes the difference. I'm not fighting to maintain some status quo of lunacy. Go look it up. Status quo. Real talk, man. We need to get it together. We need to get it together. Because as long as we stay divided, we gonna lose. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. And I say peace, y'all.